to talk about accessibility of ClimateXChange reports. It's very important to use preset styles from Word for headings and normal text. Just using bold is not considered a heading. Screen readers don't recognize them as headings, so it can confuse people. Please do not use all capitals nor capitalize the first letter of each word in a heading. It's really important to keep to the styles. Tables are only used to help visualize data, not for layout purposes. Merged cells are not accessible, but there's a trick to help you with this. So here, on the left, you see two cells in the X column. It looks like they're merged, but actually that's just because we hid the line and the text from below. So a screen reader will still read this table and recognize the two cells, but people won't see it. Text boxes are not accessible. If you'd like to make text stand out, in Word select a paragraph and go to Home and Borders and use that function. As you can see, it looks exactly the same as a table, but it is accessible. However, we encourage people to not use this and to keep to our template. Images of text are not accessible because screen readers cannot read them. We often see really small text in our reports, and that's really hard to read, especially if someone prints out the report. Text over images is really hard to read as well. To give you an example, the graph on the left is not accessible because the title is part of the graph and there's no alternative text. Here's a simple tip to create alt text. Explain the image as if you were on the phone to someone describing what it communicates. Say what the main message is. Imagine you were talking on the phone with someone and you say this graph compares the time each team member has spent at CXC. Ana Marta was there the longest, 12 years, while Christy and Ines have been there for less than 2 years. You can insert this in the alt text function by right-clicking the image or directly in the report text. Color alone should not be used to convey information, as not everyone can distinguish all colors from each other. The table on the right shows you 2 alternative ways to make this accessible. Contrast is very important as well. The best way to go about this is to use our template because our color scheme is accessible. If, however, you need to create visuals with different colors, please check the website for a contrast check. If you need to highlight any messages in the text, please do not use italics or underline because these are not accessible. If you really need to highlight something, use bold, but please do not overuse it. It is difficult to read a full sentence in bold. To describe links in the text, it is important that they are descriptive to give an indication to readers of how to retrieve it in case they don't see the hyperlink or it is broken. Full URLs are very difficult to read, but you can use them in the references section. For instance, instead of saying visit the ClimateXChange website, be specific. Say visit the ClimateXChange projects page. The last slide is about Accessibility Checker. Both Word and PowerPoint have this, and you can access it by going to the Review tab. But again, if you use our template, you shouldn't have to worry about this. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you continue writing reports that everyone can read and understand.